My beloved child, I want you to pause right where you are and hear what I am saying to your heart, because this is not a random moment, and this is not something that simply appeared in front of you by coincidence. I have stepped into your attention with purpose and with intention, and I need you to understand that there is a timing behind this moment that you cannot yet see, and there is a reason behind this moment that you have not yet understood. I am speaking to you in this way because heaven does not move without meaning, and nothing that reaches your eyes at this exact moment is without a divine appointment. I have watched you longer than you realize. I have seen the weight you have been carrying in silence. I have seen the thoughts you never spoke out loud. I have seen the questions that you buried deep inside your heart. And I have seen the quiet moments where you wondered if anyone truly understood what you were going through. But I need you to know that I understand everything, even the parts you tried to hide, even the emotions you could not explain, even the moments where you felt distant and unseen. I have not been absent, and I have not forgotten you. This moment is a divine appointment, carefully aligned with your life. In ways beyond human understanding, there is a timing here that is not ordinary, and there is a reason here that is not visible to your natural eyes. I am speaking into your spirit right now because something inside of you has been searching for meaning. Even when you were not aware of it, something inside of you has been longing for clarity, even when you tried to stay strong on your own, and something inside of you has been asking questions in silence that only I can answer. I did not bring this message to you by accident, and I did not allow these words to reach you without intention. There is a hidden message inside this moment, and it is not hidden from you. It is hidden for you because your heart needed to be ready to hear it at the right time. I have seen the places where you felt lost. I have seen the moments where you felt tired beyond words. I have seen the times where you questioned your path and wondered if you were walking alone. But I want you to understand something deeply, that even in those moments, I was not distant. Even in those moments, I was present. Even in those moments, I was holding you closer than you could feel. I am not speaking to the version of you that is perfect. I am speaking to the real you, the one who feels deeply, the one who thinks quietly, the one who carries invisible weight. And I want you to understand why this moment has found you now, because heaven never arrives too early and never arrives too late. There is a precision in divine timing that aligns with your heart, even when your mind cannot comprehend it. And I am telling you now that this is one of those moments where something greater is unfolding beneath what you can see. I am not here to overwhelm you. I am here to bring clarity to the part of you that I've been searching for meaning in silence. I am here to remind you that you are not overlooked and you are not forgotten, and you are not walking through life without guidance. There is a reason you are hearing this. There is a reason this moment and feels different. There is a reason your heart is slowing down, even as you listen, because something deeper than emotion is awakening inside you. This is not just words. This is a divine appointment where timing and purpose meet in a way that is designed for your heart alone. And I want you to hold this understanding gently, that nothing about your life has been ignored by heaven. Nothing about your journey has been unseen, and nothing about your present moment is outside of my awareness. I am closer than you think, and I have always been closer than you felt. And even now, in this very moment, I am speaking into the quiet places within you where no one else has ever reached, and I am reminding you that there is a reason you are here, and there is a purpose in this moment that will slowly unfold in ways you are only beginning to understand. I am still here with you, and I want you to stay with me in this moment, because what I am about to show you is not something new in your life, but something you have been carrying for a very long time without fully naming it. I see the weight that sits quietly on your heart, and I see the exhaustion that does not always show on your face but lives deep within your spirit. I know how often you have tried to keep going when everything inside of you felt heavy. I know how many times you smiled while feeling emotionally drained, and I know how many nights you lay down with thoughts that would not let you rest. You have been carrying a silent struggle that no one else fully understands, not because people do not care, but because what you carry is hidden beneath the surface of your daily life. And I want you to know that I see it clearly. I see the emotional fatigue that comes from always being strong for others. I see the hidden pain of feeling like you have to hold everything together, even when you feel like you are breaking inside. I see the pressure you put on yourself to keep moving forward, even when your heart feels like it is slowing down from exhaustion. I see the quiet moments when you wonder if anyone truly notices how tired you are. I see the way you try to explain your feelings in your mind but cannot find the words that fully capture what is happening inside you. And I want you to understand that nothing about your struggle is invisible to me. I have watched the silent battles you fight when no one is around. I have seen the mental weight you carry when you are trying to make decisions while feeling overwhelmed. I have seen the emotional fatigue that builds up from disappointment after disappointment, from waiting longer than you expected, from praying in silence while feeling like nothing is changing, and from trying to believe when your heart feels weak. I know the hidden pain of feeling like you are falling behind in life while everyone else seems to be moving forward. You know, the exhaustion of questioning yourself and wondering if you are doing enough or being enough or becoming enough. And I know the loneliness that comes when you feel like you cannot fully express what you are going through because you do. I not want to burden anyone else. I want you to hear this gently and deeply, that I am not looking at your life with judgment. I am looking at you with understanding. I see the emotional weight that has accumulated over time, like something you never intended to carry, but somehow learned to survive with. I see how you have been pushing through days when your inner strength felt almost empty. I see the way your heart has been quietly asking for relief, even when your voice stayed silent. I see the hidden places where you have been hurting in ways you could not explain. And I want you to know that you are not misunderstood in my presence. You are fully seen, even in the parts of your life that feel too heavy to speak out loud. And I know you may not always. I understand why things have felt so difficult or why certain seasons have taken so much out of you, but I want you to pause in your spirit and simply acknowledge that I see all of it, not just the visible parts, but the hidden parts, not just the moments you survived, but the moments that almost broke, or you not just the strength you showed, but the exhaustion you felt behind it all. And I want you to let yourself feel understood right now. Not fixed, not corrected, not rushed, but simply understood in the depth of what you are carrying. Because even in your exhaustion, even in your silent struggle, even in your hidden pain, you are not alone, and you have never been abandoned. I am still with you, and I want you to slow your thoughts for a moment, because now I need to gently bring your attention to something that has been shaping the way you see yourself without you even realizing it. There is a voice that has been speaking in the background of your mind for a long time, and I want you to notice it, not with fear, but with awareness, because that voice has been planting seeds that are not rooted in truth. I hear the thoughts you have carried when you felt unseen, saying, "Maybe I am forgotten." I hear the quiet assumptions you made when things did not go the way you prayed, saying, "Maybe I am not enough." I hear the fear that rises when you compare your life to others, saying, "Maybe I am behind, maybe I missed my chance, maybe I am not chosen for anything meaningful." And I want to gently show you that these thoughts are not your identity. They are false beliefs that have grown in places where pain was not fully understood. I have never called you forgotten. I have never called you unworthy. I have never called you less than enough. But I know how easily the heart begins to accept lies when it is tired, when it is disappointed, when it is waiting longer than expected, and when answers feel silent. I see how fear has tried to rewrite your understanding of who you are, and I see how self-doubt has tried to sit in the place where peace once lived. I want you to understand that these lies do not come from truth. They come from the weight of emotional fatigue, from moments where you felt overlooked, from seasons where you had to keep going without reassurance, and slowly, those experiences tried to become definitions of your worth, but they are not your truth. I am here to gently undo what fear has been building. In your heart, I am here to separate your identity from the pain you have walked through, because what you have experienced is not a reflection of your value. I have seen the way fear whispers that nothing will change. I have seen the way doubt convinces you that your prayers are not heard. I have seen the way insecurity tells you that you must earn love or prove worth. But none of these voices speak for me. I do not measure you by your struggles. I do not define you by your delays. I do not label you. By your past, I see beyond all of that. I see the heart I created. I see the strength you did not even know you were carrying. I see the resilience that kept you standing when everything inside you wanted to collapse, and I want you to pause here and recognize that every false belief that has shaped your self-doubt is being exposed in this moment, not to condemn you, but to free you. Because truth always brings clarity, and light always reveals what darkness tried to hide. I have never left your side, even when you believed I was silent. I was present, even when I thought you were overlooked. I was guiding, even when you thought nothing was happening. I was preparing something deeper than what your fear could understand. I want you to begin questioning the voice that tells you that you are forgotten. I want you to release the belief that says you are not enough. I want you to let go of the assumption that your life has no meaning. Because these thoughts are not reflections of truth, they are reflections of pain, and pain does not define you. I define you, and I call you seen, I call you known, I call you held, and I call you loved beyond what your fear has tried to erase from your heart. And even now, as you hear this, I am gently removing the weight of these false beliefs so that you can begin to see yourself through truth instead of fear, and through love instead of doubt. I want you to stay with me in this moment, because now I am going to show you something that will shift the way you see your entire journey, and I need your heart to be open enough to receive it without resistance, not through the lens of fear, not through the voice of self-doubt, but through the truth that comes from my perspective. Because what I see when I look at you is not what you have been telling yourself for so long. I do not see a failure. I do not see someone who is behind. I do not see someone who has missed their moment. I see something completely different, something you have not been able to recognize about yourself in the middle of your struggle. I see hidden strength. I see unseen growth. I see a heart that has been forming in ways deeper than outward success could ever measure. I see endurance that was not loud but was real. I see faith that did not always feel strong but still chose to remain. I see tears that watered a foundation of something far greater than you can currently understand. And I want to gently shift your perspective right now, because from my view, your life has not been wasted. Your waiting has not been empty. Your silent seasons have not been meaningless. I see the moments where you thought nothing was changing, but beneath the surface, something was being built in you that cannot be destroyed easily. I see resilience forming in places where you thought you were breaking. I see patience growing in places where you thought you were losing time. I see wisdom forming through the very experiences you labeled as mistakes or delays, and what you called confusion, I call formation. What you called silence, I call preparation. What you called weakness, I call transformation, because I do not measure your life by visible outcomes alone. I measure what is being shaped within you. And I see a version of you that is stronger than your current fear can recognize. I see someone who has learned how to survive emotional storms that could have taken you out. I see someone who kept believing even when belief felt fragile. I see someone who kept walking even when clarity was not present. And I want you to understand that, from my perspective, nothing about your growth has been accidental. Every moment that stretched you, every moment that challenged you, every moment that made you question everything was not wasted. It was forming something in you that cannot be formed any other way. I see the hidden strength in how you still care despite disappointment. I see the unseen growth in how you still hope despite delay. I see the quiet development of your spirit in how you still return to me, even when you feel distant. And I want to correct the way you have been interpreting your journey, because you have been measuring it by what you can see, while I have been shaping you in what cannot yet be seen. There is a deeper story unfolding beneath your circumstances, and it is not defined by what has not happened yet, but by who you are becoming in the process. I see you through the lens of purpose, not failure, through the lens of formation, not loss, through the lens of growth, not stagnation. And I want you to begin seeing yourself the way I see you, because your identity is not defined by what has not arrived yet, but by what is already being formed within you, even now. And I need you to let this truth settle gently into your heart. that nothing about your unseen growth is unnoticed. Nothing about your hidden strength is forgotten, and nothing about your journey is outside of my careful attention. I want you to remain close to me as I speak to the deepest question inside your heart, the question that rises quietly when you are alone, when nothing is distracting you, when silence makes your thoughts louder, and that question is why? Do I have to wait so long? Why does it feel like nothing is moving? Why does it seem like I am praying, but still standing in the same place? I hear that question, not as doubt, but as weariness, and I want to gently sit with you in it, because I understand more about your waiting season than you realize. I have not placed you in delay without purpose, and I have not allowed this process to stretch you without intention. What you call waiting, I call preparation. What you call delay, I call development. What you feel as silence, I see as growth, happening beneath the surface like a seed buried in soil that looks inactive, but is actually becoming something stronger than what the eye can perceive. I want you to understand that no seed becomes a tree overnight, and no root grows without time and darkness, because it is in hidden places where strength is formed, where foundations are built, where stability is created for what is coming next. And I know it is not easy for you, because you live in a world that values quick answers and visible results, but my ways are not rushed, because what I am forming in you is not temporary, it is eternal. I see every season you have walked through, and I see how each one has shaped you in ways you could not recognize while you were in it. There were seasons where I was deepening your roots so that when winds of life came, you would not collapse. There were seasons where I was slowing things down so that your character could catch up with your calling. There were seasons where I was quiet, not because I was absent, but because I was allowing strength to grow in places you could not feel. And I want you to understand that waiting is not punishment. It is protection and process. Because if I placed everything you are praying for in your hands before your roots were ready, it would overwhelm what I am building within you. I know the tension you feel between desire and timing. I know how you look at others and wonder why their season seems faster than yours, but I am not measuring your life by comparison. I am shaping it by purpose. And what I am preparing in you requires depth, not speed. It requires grounding, not rushing. It requires a foundation that can hold what I am going to place in your life. And I need you to trust that nothing in your waiting is wasted. Every moment you felt still was a moment I was strengthening you. Every moment you felt unseen was a moment I was forming you. Every moment you felt unsure was a moment I was guiding you gently into maturity. That cannot be rushed. I am not withholding good things from you. I am building you into someone who can carry them with peace and wisdom. And I want you to begin seeing this season not as absence, but as hidden work beneath the soil where something beautiful is already in motion, even if you cannot yet see it above the surface, because what I am doing in you now will determine the stability of what comes later. And I am with you in every part of this process, holding you, shaping you, strengthening you, even in silence and even in waiting. I want you to remain in this moment with me, because now I am going to gently open your understanding to something deeper about what is happening within you during this season of waiting, something that cannot be measured by external results, but is shaping the very core of who you are becoming. And I want you to receive this, not as correction, but as revelation, because while you have been focused on what has not yet appeared in your life, I have been focused on what is being formed inside of you. I have been building something in you that is not visible to the eyes, but is deeply real in the spirit. I have been shaping wisdom within you through every experience that forced you to slow down and reflect. I have been developing resilience within you through every moment that tested your ability to continue when you felt like stopping. I have been cultivating patience within you through every delay that taught you how to breathe in uncertainty without losing hope, and I have been growing compassion within you through every moment where you learn to understand pain in yourself and others in a deeper way. And I want you to see that none of this is accidental, because what you are becoming is not just someone who receives answers quickly, but someone who can carry depth without being overwhelmed by it. I am forming stability within you so that when life shifts, you will not be shaken. I am forming discernment within you so that you will recognize truth even in confusing seasons. I am forming emotional strength within you so that you will not collapse under the weight of future responsibility. I am forming spiritual maturity within you so that you will not confuse delay with abandonment or silence with absence. And I need you to understand that every experience that stretched you was not meant to break you, but to expand your capacity to hold more without losing peace. I am building within you a strength that does not depend on circumstances, a patience that does not collapse under pressure, and a wisdom that does not fade when life becomes unclear. I am teaching you how to remain steady when answers are not immediate, and how to remain grounded when emotions are loud. I am shaping you into someone who does not react from fear, but responds from understanding, someone who does not interpret life through panic, but through clarity that comes from depth and reflection. And I want you to recognize that even your struggles have been tools in this formation. Every moment of confusion has been refining your ability to seek truth. Every moment of waiting has been strengthening your endurance. Every moment of emotional heaviness has been expanding your capacity for empathy and understanding. And I am not allowing anything wasted in your journey, because everything is being used to shape a version of you that is more grounded, more stable, and more complete than before. I am not rushing your transformation, because what I am building cannot be rushed. It must be formed slowly and deeply, like roots growing strong enough to hold a tree through storms that have not yet arrived. And I want you to begin seeing yourself not as someone stuck in waiting, but as someone actively being shaped in wisdom, resilience, patience, and compassion. Because these are the foundations that will support everything that is coming next in your life, and nothing in this process is without purpose, even when you cannot yet see the outcome. I want you to stay close in this moment, because what I am about to extend to your heart is not a demand but an invitation. And I am speaking to you with gentleness, because I know how heavy life has felt, and I know how many things you have been trying to carry on your own, and I do not come to add more weight to your shoulders, but to invite you into release, into freedom, into rest that your soul has been longing for, even when you could not fully name it. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not being asked to prove anything right now. You are not being asked to fix everything right now. You are not being asked to become perfect before you come closer. You are being invited just as you are, with your exhaustion, with your questions, with your emotional fatigue, with your hidden pain. And I want you to understand that what I am asking you to do is not about performance, it is about surrender. I am inviting you to let go of the things that have been quietly tightening around your heart, things like the need to control outcomes, the fear of disappointment, the pressure to be enough in your own strength, and the silent burden of trying to carry everything alone. I know it is not easy to release what you have held onto for so long, even if it has been hurting you, because sometimes the heart clings to what is familiar even when it is heavy. But I am asking you now to trust me with what you cannot manage anymore. I am inviting you to forgive those who have wounded you, not because what they did was right, but because your heart was never meant to stay bound to what they did. I am inviting you to lay down the self-judgment that has followed you for so long, the voice that tells you that you should have done better, or been stronger, or made different choices. I want you to release that voice, because it is not leading you into peace. I am inviting you to trust that even in the places where you feel uncertain, I am already present. Even in the places where you feel weak, I am already holding you. Even in the places where you feel like you are not moving forward, I am still guiding your steps. And I want you to understand that surrender is not losing control. It is placing your life into hands that are steady when yours feel tired. It is allowing yourself to stop striving in places where striving has only led to exhaustion. It is choosing to believe that you are not alone in what you are walking through. And I am not asking you to do something complicated. I am asking you to soften your heart just enough to allow peace to enter again. I am asking you to trust me with the outcomes you cannot see. I am asking you to let go of fear, even if you do not fully understand what comes next. I am asking you to forgive yourself for the weight you have carried in silence. I am asking you to believe that you do not have to earn rest. You are allowed to receive it. and I am inviting you into a place where your spirit no longer has to fight for every breath of hope, because I am here to carry what you cannot carry alone and to lead you gently into a place where surrender becomes the beginning of healing, not the end of strength. I want you to stay with me in this moment, because now I am going to gently lift your eyes beyond what you can currently see, and I want you to understand that your story is not ending in the place where you are standing right now. There is more ahead of you than what your current season is able to reveal. And I am not speaking this to rush you or to overwhelm you, but to awaken hope inside of you again, because I know how easily the heart begins to believe that what is visible is all there is. But I want you to hear me. Clearly, there is a future forming for you that has not yet fully unfolded, and it carries within it restoration that reaches beyond what you lost, opportunity that extends beyond what closed, and a new chapter that is not defined by your past pain, but by the work that has been happening within you all along. I want you to imagine for a moment, not from fear, but from trust, that the places where you felt stuck are not permanent positions, but transitional spaces, and that every step you have taken, even when it felt slow or uncertain, has been leading you somewhere with intention. I see a path ahead of you that is not empty, even if it has felt quiet. I see doors that are not locked, even if they have not yet opened. I see connections that have not yet formed, but are being prepared in ways you cannot yet perceive. And I want you to hold this gently in your heart, that the future I am speaking over you is not built on pressure, but on restoration. It is not built on fear, but of healing. It is not built on your ability to perform, but on the growth that has already been taking place within you. And I want you to begin to release the idea that your best days are behind you, because what is ahead of you is not a repetition of what has already happened. It is something new, something that carries both peace and direction, something that allows you to step forward without the weight of old expectations holding you back. I see moments ahead where clarity will begin to replace confusion, where strength will return to places that felt depleted, and where peace will settle in areas that once felt overwhelmed. I see opportunities that will align with the wisdom that has been growing inside you through every challenge you have faced. And I see a version of your life where we are no longer surviving each day, but beginning to walk with a sense of grounding that you have long been searching for. I want you to understand that this future is not distant in the way you may think, because transformation often begins quietly before it becomes visible. And what you are experiencing now is part of the unfolding, not the conclusion. I am preparing spaces for renewal in your life, spaces where heaviness will be replaced with lightness, where confusion will be replaced with understanding, and where hesitation will be replaced with a steady sense of direction. And I want you to begin allowing hope to rise again, not as a forced feeling, but as a gentle awareness that your life is still unfolding, and that what has been broken is not beyond restoration. I am leading you toward a season where you will begin to recognize how every part of your journey, even the difficult parts, has contributed to shaping you into someone ready for what is next. And I want you to hold on to this truth, that the future ahead of you is not defined by what you lost, but by what is still being prepared. And even now, as you listen, something within you is beginning to lean forward again toward possibility, toward healing, and toward a new chapter that has not yet fully revealed itself, but is already in motion. I want you to stay with me for this final moment, because I am going to gently place peace over everything you have just received, and I want you to breathe slowly and let your heart settle without pressure, without fear, and without the pressure need to understand everything all at once, because what matters now is not complexity, but peace. I have spoken to your heart through every part of this journey, and now I want to leave you with something simple but deeply powerful, something that will remain with you even after these words are gone. I want you to carry peace, not as an emotion that depends on circumstances, but as a quiet assurance that your life is held with care, even when you cannot see the full picture. I want you to remember that you are not forgotten in your struggle, you are not abandoned in your waiting, and you are not unseen in your becoming. I have been with you in every part of this process, from the moments you felt strong to the moments you felt weak, from the times you understood everything clearly to the times you felt lost and uncertain. And I want you to leave this place of reflection with a heart that is no longer carrying the same weight it came in with. I am not asking you to fix everything today. I am not asking you to solve everything today. I am simply inviting you to rest in the truth that you are held and that your life is still unfolding with purpose and care. And even now, as you prepare to move forward from this moment, I want you to release what you no longer we need to carry. Release the fear that tells you you are alone. Release the doubt that tells you you are not enough. Release the pressure that tells you you must have everything figured out, and instead allow peace to take its place. Let your heart be quiet enough to hear that you are still being guided, you are still being shaped, and you are still being led into something good, even if you cannot yet see its full form. And I want you to walk away from this moment with one simple truth written deeply in your spirit, that you are not walking alone and you never have been. And even when life feels uncertain, you are still being held with care beyond what you can see. And now I speak peace over your mind, peace over your thoughts, peace over your emotions, and peace over every part of your journey that still feels unfinished. May your heart rest without fear. May your spirit be steady without confusion. And may you move forward with a quiet confidence that you are never outside of love, and never outside of guidance, and never outside of hope. And let this be the truth you carry forward, that even in silence you are still being led, even in waiting you are still being prepared, and even in uncertainty you are still being held, and nothing about your life is beyond redemption or beyond restoration. And I leave you with this final assurance that peace is not something you must chase. It is something you are allowed to receive right now.